Well, I think the term coach is synonymous with integrity. It's synonymous with being a community leader. It's synonymous with somebody that people can trust. And so I think some of the greatest members of our society are coaches. And so it is, I probably wasn't smart enough to be called doctor or judge. So the next best thing is to be called coach. So I'm very proud of the opportunity that I've had all these years to be called Coach Webb.
Coach Rodney Webb's coaching career has spanned 36 years, the past 23 as a Texas high school head football coach and athletic director. Coach Webb has a career head coaching record of 179-91 and a playoff record of 33-19. He has led 4 different programs to the regional finals and 3 to the state semifinals. Coach Webb is currently entering his 3rd year as the head football coach and campus athletic director at Rockwall Heath. He spent the previous year as the director of athletics for the Highland Park ISD. Prior to that, he spent 2 years at the helm of the Denton Geyer football program, leading the Wildcats to the 6A state finals and a 14-2 record in 2021. The Wildcats went 11-3 in 2020, reaching the 6A state semifinals. Prior to taking over at Geyer, Coach Webb spent 7 seasons as head football coach at Rockwall High School. In his tenure at Rockwall, the Yellow Jackets finished 60-29. They won more playoff games than in any other 7-year span in over 100 years of Rockwall football, advancing to the area round or further in each of Webb's 7 seasons, including a run to the 6A state semifinals in 2019. Before coming to Rockwall, he spent the previous 5 years as the head coach at Mesquite Horn High School, where he guided the Jaguars to the playoffs every year of his tenure, reaching the state quarterfinals in 2010. Coach Webb also served as head football coach and athletic director at Royce City for 5 years, from 2003 through 2007. During that time, Bulldog football finished 44-16, with trips to the state semifinals and state quarterfinals.
If I had to say what is his philosophy or what's his style, I would say that it's got to be fun and fast. And I consider Coach Webb, what we call in coaching, what we used to, is a purist. Love to tell the kids that from Pee-wee football through college, he never missed a practice. And he's probably right. And in today's world, showing up is important. He always taught the kids that this game's about us, not you. And when you put us first, you don't have to worry about you.
For me, I was extremely lucky, I felt like, to have been hired at Royce City as a young coach. I got involved in a good program under a great head coach who I was able to see as a young coach how to do things the right way. I think the 2 things that I would say are, he's a phenomenal football coach. I learned a ton of football, which I think helped me a lot. But then the second thing that I think stands out to me the most is just the way that he treats people. It's not only the coaches that work on his staff, the players that play for him, it's the teaching staff, it's the administration. Within that culture, it's character, it's integrity, it's hard work. He does a phenomenal job of establishing expectations. And then once those expectations are established, he lets you go do your job, and he empowers you to do it, and he trusts you. When you feel like that, you don't want to let him down, and you want to do a really good job for him.
Coach Webb has had the privilege of coaching 7 players who've advanced their careers to the NFL, and he has also coached 27 kids who've gone into the coaching profession. Coach Webb played football at Tarleton State University, where he earned All-American and Team MVP honors in 1989. He was inducted into the Tarleton Hall of Fame in 2007 and is a 1986 graduate of North Garland High School. He was also recently inducted into both the Garland Sports Hall of Fame and the Royce City Athletics Hall of Fame. While at Tarleton, Coach Webb met and married his wife of 33 years, Fran, who has recently retired from public education. They have 1 daughter, Dr. Gracie Webb, who is a licensed physical therapist currently residing in Waco. For the past 14 years, Coach Webb has been deeply involved in the Texas High School Coaches Association. He served as president of the THSCA from 2019 through 2021, the only THSCA president to have served for a span of 3 terms.
I would say my biggest supporter throughout my career has been my wife, Fran. She has been there through thick and thin. I think that any coach's wife deserves a special place in heaven for what they have to put up with at home and sometimes in the stands as well. So she's been there the whole way and has walked alongside me through this entire journey. And then I would also say that, my daughter Gracie, if you've seen the movie Remember the Titans, Gracie is she's the little girl in Remember the Titans, so she's been there as well.
You give me 4 years and I'll give you 40. And that's what he tells his players. That's easy to say, but he lives that. And I've spent 21 years coaching. I was fortunate enough for 8 of those to be a head coach, but the other 13, I've only worked for him. I just know and have seen what kind of impact he's had on coaches around the state. Not only coaches that have worked for him, but the guys that have been fortunate enough to progress in their career because of him, and then the people that he's impacted through his leadership in the THSCA. And I think it's probably far more reaching than we realize. So I just think all those things combined, he's had such an impact on so many people through this profession.
Well, being inducted into the THSCA Hall of Honor is the ultimate honor for a high school coach in our state. And I think about when I was cutting my teeth as a coach, an assistant coach, as a young head coach, I think about the guys that I idolized. I think about Sam Harrell, Joey Florence, Randy Allen, Gary Joseph, people like that I would go to the games to watch them. Yeah, I watched the game as well, but I wanted to watch them as head coaches and see how they acted. And to be inducted into the same group that they're in I can't even put it into words.
Favorite quote, "We rise by lifting others." And that is exactly what Coach Webb does. He is a game changer. He's a difference maker in the people that he's around. He's one of those guys that's contagious. And I can tell you from coaching 40 years, he's one of those coaches you rarely come in contact with. He's a winner at every level. And the thing I love about Coach Webb, if I had to pick one thing, it would be this. On your worst day, he could make you feel like you can conquer the world.
The legacy that I hope to leave with my staff and players would just be that you don't have to cut corners to be successful. And I feel like we have always done it the right way. Integrity, class, character, in victory and in defeat has always been very important. And we've always chosen to follow rules. And I just have always believed that you can win on the field and do it right off the field as well.